Ancient Evil. Widely accepted as one of the best, if not the best, Black Ops 4 map in the game. Continuing with the Chaos story, what will unfortunately be the end of Chaos, sending our four main characters of Chaos to ancient Greece, taking a closer look at the Greek mythology and how that ties into the whole story. Just the amazing map ambiance and amazing map design. Unfortunately, leaving us on a massive cliffhanger with the dark sides of both Bruno and the old guy, I don't really know his name, along with how it diverges from the Greek mythology of Perseus being the one murdered or slain and Medusa going on to the library. There are so many questions left to be answered, and unfortunately we will never get those answers as Chaos has been completely shut down. But I am here not to talk about the story. I'm here to talk about how awesome of a map Ancient Evil is and what my experiences and opinions are on this map. So let's get into it. The general map thoughts. Now, you spawn in, after an amazing cutscene, might I add, into... No, I'm just kidding, but I would be lying if I said that this didn't remind me of Transit with the zombies spawning right away. I had to, I'm sorry. No, this map is nothing like Transit. Transit is on a whole nother realm. This map is way better than that. You spawn in with zombies and you can pretty much end round one right away, which I really like. Just get straight into the action, start killing zombies. I love it. Get to round two, open up the doors, explore. It's awesome. The map is beautiful with an amazing layout. It reminded me of Buried in the sense that it was sort of underground and you got to see the walls of like the caves and whatnot. But they really do something different with the sky lighting and whatnot. It's a little bit bluer with like light beams shining in with the waterfalls and whatnot. It is really, really beautiful. And it's kind of weird, honestly. It's not what you expect. Not what I expected, at least. It was a lot different than what I expected. But it did remind me of Buried a little bit. Just a very new and improved and upgraded graphics from that map. And the map layout itself is just really, really good. You got two routes with so many, it's almost like a spider web. You open doors and you get two more options, and then you open the next door and you get more options. It's really awesome. I really like how they put it all together. It seems confusing at the start, but it's a lot smaller than you actually might imagine. It is a pretty small map, and yes, there is a second area which I will talk about in a second, but the main area is pretty small actually. It would honestly be the size of the top layer of 9. Very, very small area, but it really does work. I really like how it all connects, sort of flows together. It's really, really fun to go around. Once you've spawned in, got enough points, the Sentinel artifact is very, very close. It's like 3 or 4 doors away from spawn. Get it right away, and it has this little lockdown where Perseus, if you don't know, the zombie warlord is Perseus, I figured out, is doing his little spiel, and you have a little lockdown sequence where you get to kill skeletons and zombies spawn in, and it's great. I fucking love it. And towards the end of the sequence, Pegasus spawns in and starts killing the zombies, and you get to see what is like a little sneak peek to what would be the Pegasus strike, which is so fucking awesome. I love it so much. It's probably the best way they've done the Sentinel artifact. I think it's really cool that they actually did something with the artifact once you turned it on. Instead of just it opening Pack-a-Punch or whatnot, it actually has something to do with the map itself. It's awesome. But like I mentioned, the Pegasus spawns in once you do that. And once it spawns in, it starts flying around the map, which is so cool. And not only that, you get to ride the Pegasus. So if you find the Golden Reins, you get to go up to the Pegasus and ride it. That is so cool. It is awesome. And it has this whole little cutscene that goes through, you go through the waterfall and you go into the Pack-a-Punch area. Oh, it's awesome. But keeping it on the topic of the Pegasus, there is the Pegasus Strike. And this thing is incredible. It is one of the best, if not the best, special equipment in all of Zombies history. I mean, I'm talking better than the Ragnaroks, the Skull of Nansapwe, Homunculuses, even Spiderbait, even though I just made a video about that a month back. I mean, this thing is incredible. I can't imagine like on round 64 what this thing could be doing. It's amazing. You want to know another thing that Treyarch improved upon? It is the Now, before I say anything about the shield, the only shield that I think that is better than this one is probably the Garrod Krovi Dragon Shield. Nothing will beat that. But this shield, the Spear Shield, is... oh my god, it is so good. It's literally like explosive tip spears. It is incredible. Unfortunately, there's no upgrade to the shield like there is on 9 and Blood of the Dead, but it doesn't even need an upgrade. It thing is amazing. The Pack-a-Punch area is really cool, and it's also like kind of foreshadowing to the reveal of what is to come for the Easter egg. How there's like Medusa over the Pack-a-Punch, sort of hinting to the fact that the Oracle is Medusa, which I'm glad that I sort of figured out myself. I feel pretty big brain from that one. That area also reminded me of the inside of the Apothecon in Revelations. I don't know why, but I just couldn't get that image out of my head of the Apothecon, and I'm not... it kind of like ruined my experience a little bit in that area. I don't really like that area because of it, but that's just something I wanted to throw out there. The fists are awesome. I'm glad that there's 4 of them, so each person can have their own, but it also kind of sucks because I do feel like there are clear, better fists than others. Like, the blue one is definitely the best, and like the red one is probably the worst. They're not terrible, but I just feel like the red is like the slowest to kill, and the blue one is just like overpowered, you know? Like, who would not want the blue one? But one thing that really does kind of bother me about the fists is that they don't really one-shot zombies for that long. It only lasts till round 16, I think, is the one-shot knife. I don't know, I anticipated it to be more like the Spork or something from like Mob of the Dead, where it's up until like round 32. But no, it's only up to round 16, which is fine because the weapon itself is really, really good. But yeah, the fists are great. They're not too hard to get, and what they did a really, really good job of like letting you sort of test it out before you actually use it. Like, it teleports you to a little area where you get to use like the upgraded shots, and it is awesome. I really wish they did this on previous maps. I'm so glad they finally implemented something like this. It is awesome. And then the last thing I want to talk about before the Easter egg are these skeletons. The Skelly Boys. They are... and the big guy. I don't really know what he's called, but the skeletons are awesome. I actually didn't know when I was playing that you have to headshot them, and I think they're pretty fair. I like that. I mean, I'm already aiming for the head anyways, so I think that's why I didn't really notice it. But yeah, I love them. They sound like Lego. They sound like when you kill them, they sound like Lego people dying in like the Star Wars games. It's really funny. In the big guys, I mean, they're I think they're better than Blight Fathers, honestly. They make more sense. They do a lot of damage, but you know, they give you a drop every single time you kill them, and they are pretty crucial for the Easter egg, which I like. They have a purpose, they make sense in the map, and they're pretty fair, honestly. I really do like them. But why do they have to keep the Catalyst zombies in? I know I say this in every single map. I get it's a chaos thing, but like, just... I don't like the Catalyst zombies. I just don't see why they have to exist. They just make the game slower and more annoying, and they don't make it any more challenging. They just are sort of there, and whatever. I mean, sure, you use the electric catalysts in one of the Easter egg steps, but like, is it really necessary? Is it really necessary? Enough talking about stuff that doesn't matter. The Easter egg's next. Let's get into it. As with all the Easter eggs in Black Ops 4, get Pack-a-Punch open. That's it. Just get Pack-a-Punch open. That's the first step. Very, very simple. No need to elaborate on that. And then you got to use these little challenge things, these little cauldrons or pots, and you can activate a challenge. Now, you will be given one of quite a few different challenges. I'm sure there's like probably 15 different challenges you can get, but you have to abide by those challenges to get rewards. And now you keep doing those until you get this flame, which I really do like. The challenges really do make you not bored. Like, it gives you something to do. Even when you're not doing the Easter egg, you just go to the challenge and you have something to do. I mean, it's a nice little side thing. It's optional. Unless you're doing the Easter egg, you have to do it for the Easter egg. But, I mean, if you're not doing the Easter egg, it's optional, which I really like. And they're fun. They're not difficult. Some of them are kind of stupid, like regenerate damage or take damage. I mean, it's like, come on. Like, what is this? But they're overall pretty easy, and I really do like that they put them in. But anyway, the step where you have to get your shield on fire and light the gas, that's fine. Don't have a problem with it. I think it's really fun, actually. Like, your shield slowly depletes like it gets hurt over time and broken, and that's kind of annoying, especially when Black Ops 4 decides it's a good idea to have to pay for your shield. But it's really not that big of a deal. And then by this point, you probably should have already gotten all your fists, and that's another thing. You do need to get all of the fists to do the Easter egg. Now here's the thing with Ancient Evil. You have to get all of the fists, so all of the 4 wonder weapons, to do the Easter egg, but you actually use them for the Easter egg. I'm looking at you, Origins. You actually need to use them all for the Easter egg, and that's great. That's great. It makes it a lot more fair to have to build them all and use them for the Easter egg. It seems right. Yeah, it sucks that you have to do them all, but one, they're really quick and easy to do, and two, they have a purpose. You're not just building them because you need to build all 4 of them to place some 4 fucking podiums. Anyway, you shoot the blue-eyed stone guys, and then boom, done with the step. This step was kind of annoying. You gotta break the walls, shoot your spear at the cogs to line them up, which are fine until the last one, where you have to shoot it in like the bigger wall and line it up, and that one's really confusing because I'm not really sure how to do it properly. I just sort of got lucky. Unless you're just supposed to throw it at a certain angle, but like I'm not really sure if I got lucky or that's how you're supposed to do it on that 4th cog in the middle where you complete the step. I don't know. I never really fully understood it, and it's kind of confusing. Not really sure how I feel about it, but the step itself is not bad. But the next step is where I have a little bit of issue. So pretty much you have to get one of those big guys, right? You have to get him to do a shield blast at you in front of this crystal which holds the Ankh for the Ra statue. And I had a little bit of trouble with this. You have to like sort of shoot him a little bit and damage him, and sometimes he'll shoot a shield at you, sometimes he won't. Other times he'll just start smashing you. I don't know. This thing was really confusing, and it really bothered me. It took me like 20 minutes the first time I did it. It's just really confusing. I just wish they had it set up so like if you have him at a far enough distance and you stood in front of him, he'll just automatically do a shield blast and it'll fall off. But no, they got to make it a little bit more confusing, and man, was it really annoying to do. But anyway, once it falls, you pick it up, give it to Ra, and then you're on the sundial step, which I actually kind of like. So now you need to get the green fist and go over to this area over here. I don't know what it's called. And you got to shoot some vines, and there's 3 steps to it. You gotta shoot the 1 right here, there's 2 right here, and then there's 3. And then if you do that correctly, all in 3 shots, another big guy will come down and spawn. Kill him, and he will drop a spear, and which you can pick up and put into the sundial. Really simple, I like it, it's fun, and what's even more fun is the next part where you have to kill electric zombies over the sundial and then line up 3 symbols along this yellow like line right here. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really fun. I like this step. But oh boy, the next step, you have to get the sun fist, give it to Ra, and then it will shoot a beam across the wall and you have to protect it. Now when you don't know what you're doing and it's your first time doing it, this sucks because you are scrambling to figure out what's going on, and these skeletons come up, and then you realize that the skeletons can be on both sides of the pool, and oh my gosh, it's so annoying. But now that I understand what I'm doing, this step is actually pretty fun. I actually really like the step. As long as you have homunculuses, because homunculuses, I cannot imagine doing this solo without them. And I say this in every Easter egg in Black Ops 4. If you don't have homunculuses playing solo, good luck. Good luck. They are the biggest crutch ever. It is really, really difficult to do it, but once you know what you're doing and you have homunculuses and a pretty decent weapon, it's a breeze. It's a breeze. Just get a Mog, you're golden. You're golden. Once you finish that, you now need to get the blue fist. You gotta go all the way back to the Sentinel artifact area and do like a little lockdown trial sort of thing. You're just using the fist. It's really quick and simple, really fun. I really enjoy it. You get a Pegasus strike, like that overpowered thing I was talking about earlier. You get that thing, set it down right in front of the crossbow. You need to get that blue fist, go over to this crossbow over the pack-a-punch area, shoot at it for a little bit until it turns far enough, and then you'll be on to the next step, which is really fun actually. You have to get your shield, do the fire thing, get some poison on it, and then go and interact, or rather knife at the shield, or the crossbow. The crossbow. That's it. it will shoot at Medusa, and you are boss fight ready. And the boss fight is fucking crazy. Out of all of the Black Ops 4 boss fights and zombies, you were never as clueless as you are in this one. Every other boss fight, you have a good sense of where you're at, your progress in the boss fight. You can pretty much tell, okay, I'm almost done with this phase, or okay, I'm about halfway there. I've gone through like 3 phases of shooting him and damaging him. I'm pretty close. In this one, you are screwed. What you have to do, the Pegasus flies around, right? The zombified Pegasus flies around, right? And you gotta shoot it out of the sky. Now here's the first thing. You can shoot this thing a million times with the Helion salvo and it will never come down. And sometimes you can lazily shoot it with your fist and it'll come down like 3 or 4 shots. Why? I don't know. Sometimes it feels like coming down, sometimes it doesn't. But what makes it so tough, this makes this thing so fun, is that you need to have your specialist ready to do damage on it. And now I say it in a tone where I'm like, oh, this sucks, this is annoying. No, it was so difficult to understand the first time doing this. Like, you have no idea what you're doing. You are just guessing, taking shots in the dark. Like, you are just so voided of information. It does make for a really intense and good experience. I don't think this is hard. This was probably the easiest boss fight, but just the fact that you had no idea where you were at, and it did have some pretty powerful attacks, like the lightning, and like after you damage it, it would start hurting the island. Like that was rough. And also the fact that it can destroy islands, and if you're on the island that it destroys, it ends your game immediately. Like, that's rough. But I still think, like, after knowing what's about to happen, okay, maybe 9 is easier. But this is, it's not difficult. It's just tracking your progress throughout the Easter egg is the boss fight is very hard. And once you get enough damage on the Pegasus, Perseus is like, fuck your life, bing bong, and then you gotta fight Perseus. And it's pretty much the same as Pegasus. You just get damage on him, and then once he's downed or whatever, and he's like in his phase where you can attack him, pull out your specialist and start hitting him, and do that enough times, and you have beat Ancient Evil. It's an amazing map. It's really good, and the cutscenes are awesome. The intro cutscene and the end cutscene are epic. They're so cool, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really into the Chaos story. But that's not what we're here for, we're just talking about the map. So here is the conclusion. This was Treyarch's most successful Black Ops 4 map, and even then, it is still severely underrated. Not many people, like the fact that I was able to go this entire time without even seeing gameplay of the map just goes to show how much no one truly cares for this map. And I'm here to say that Ancient Evil is a good map. Now, I'm going to be honest here. Is it my favorite Black Ops 4 map? No. It is not my favorite Black Ops 4 map, but it is really damn close. It is really close. The quests are optional. It's the same as Dead of the Night. You don't have to do a lot of the things on this map. It is your choice. You can play it so many different ways, and that's what makes it so good. This is such a good casual map, and I see myself playing this a lot. The replayability is there. The layout allows you to have such a fun and easygoing experience. It's not a hard map at all, especially with the Pegasus Strike and the awesome wonder weapons. This map has some great features that help you out. It takes you at most 10 minutes to get a fully upgraded fist, which is a lot better than some older maps like Origins or even Horizon. It's such an unfortunate end to Chaos because it left off on such a great cliffhanger. And this map really got me invested into the story. It was really starting to pick up, and I really started to like it. You know how people say the first few episodes you sort of have to wait to get into it? That's what Chaos is like. The first few episodes are kind of bad, but it starts to pick up. And I think Ancient Evil was the point where it started to pick up, but unfortunately Treyarch just decided that they didn't want to continue it anymore. The community was so done with Black Ops 4 for some reason, and so angry at Treyarch, that they kind of forced them to stop doing this, which is so sad because people are so closed-minded. They don't like giving things a chance. They see things on face value, and I don't agree with that. YouTubers killed this game, which is so sad because this is honestly such a well put together game. Black Ops 4 is not bad at all. It's honestly one of my favorite zombies games ever. I'm not even lying. This is one of my favorite zombies game ever. I think it might honestly be better than Black Ops 2. And I say that with pride. I say that proudly. This is a good game. And unfortunately, YouTubers have destroyed it. Now, unfortunately, that is the end of the video, but I can assure you that is not the end of Black Ops 4. I will be streaming Classified next week. See you all then.